What's going on, you guys? Jake Silva here on Charger Syndicate, giving you everything LA Chargers news. If it is your first time ever here on the channel, I encourage all of you guys to like, subscribe, hit the bell button, keep you up to date on future and past videos. All right, guys. Well, it's usually that kind of time right after the draft where many teams would end up reaching out and would end up potentially signing undrafted free agents. This year, the LA Chargers ended up signing 21 undrafted free agents. 21. Awful lot of them that they're going through. Really interested to kind of see how a lot of these undrafted free agents really are going to pan out when it comes to OTAs and training camp. So to go through the entirety of the list, not going to end up spotlighting them, at least like all of them, but I'll have some selective videos as well up in the near future, breaking down every single one of these undrafted free agents. So going down up on the list of undrafted free agents that the LA Chargers have signed, the Chargers ended up bringing in Michigan's offensive guard, Carson Barnhart, Augustana quarterback Casey Bauman, Georgia Tech's tight end Luke Benson, Florida State's defensive back Akeem Dent, Fresno State wide receiver Jalen Gill, Notre Dame's defensive back Thomas Harper, South Dakota State tight end Zach Hines, NC State D lineman Savion Jackson, Ole Miss linebacker Jeremiah Jean Baptiste, Oklahoma State wide receiver Leon Johnson, Ole Miss cornerback Zamari Walton, ECU wide receiver Jalen Johnson, NCSU's corner Robert Kennedy, Coastal Carolina defensive end Michael Mason, Central Florida linebacker Tremont Morris Brash, Campbell's offensive tackle Tyler McClellan, TCU's offensive guard Willis Patrick, Clemson's safety Jalen Phillips, West Carolina's offensive tackle Tyler Smith, Central Connecticut linebacker LaQuay Washington, and Appalachian State center and offensive guard Bucky Williams. That's it, guys. 21 undrafted free agents all throughout this entirety of this list. But a few of them that really do stand out to me, like offensive guard Carson Barnhart, who came from Michigan. So Jim Harbaugh is getting another one of his Michigan boys after just drafting two of them, but one that they've signed as an undrafted free agent. He's an interesting one to me because I think he serves as a lot of really good depth for the Chargers in their interior guard. So not a bad idea, picking up multiple depth. Also, challenging these guys when it comes to when it comes to OTAs and when it comes to training camp, getting these guys up into the best shape. But usually undrafted free agents, what ends up happening, at least for a bunch of teams and including for the Chargers in particular, is that these guys are going to come into training camps. They're going to get, their much needed reps. But the other thing is they're going to battle it out for a roster spot, which is the most impactful thing. It's a fun thing as well, too, because you never know what undrafted free agent may come out in, many of the organizations. That's a standalone, like a standout guy that either, he provides up the best blocks, he provides up, the best pressures on defense, not to mention best coverages, or even guys up on offensively to where they may end up producing somehow, some way. So there's going to be multitudes of lots of unexpected things that we can expect from, the undrafted free agent signings. But this is usually the most exciting time around to where these guys are going to come in. This is where usually the hardest journey road is usually started from the bottom of the totem pole until they work their way up into the depth chart and maybe potentially end up making a roster spot when those potential cuts start to happen. And so there's plenty of time. There's plenty of, there's a lot of time. There's a lot of depth to kind of go around. So at least with the Chargers signing 21 undrafted free agents basically means there's plenty of competition. There's plenty of different roster spots to really fill in. And, at the same time, too, even when you get guys that are going to be coming up onto the practice squads, you keep them, on reps. You keep them pretty warmed up. So in case of, an injury starts to happen, a trade or whatever may potentially end up being put in the works, at least these guys that have been coming up from the bottom can start working their way up into the depth charts, really proving to the coaches they want to be here, they belong here, and they want to earn that roster spot. And so that's what's going to be so exciting about, the undrafted free agents, in my opinion. I may end up having potentially more I could have potentially more videos to end up spotlighting a couple of undrafted free agents. So I may end up having that as well worked up into the works. So really going to be excited for how these undrafted free agents really do kind of come in, pan out, and seeing it exactly who ends up making the roster spots by the time that cut season starts to come around the corner. So appreciate you guys for checking out this video. See you guys up on the next video as well. Like, subscribe, hit the bell button to keep you up to date on future and past videos. Jake Silva signing off, and we'll have more of this here on Charger Syndicate. Take care, you guys.